Canelo Alvarez is by nature a counterpuncher. He doesn't walk you down that much unless he has you in trouble. So that gives Crawford kind of room to figure it out, to maneuver it. You know, it's not like, but you don't have too many options about how you're going to fight.
The only running that I'm gonna be doing is running upside his head, and I can assure you that.
Do you have any concern that there's going to be any running in this fight?
I hope not. I think Crawford is not that kind of fighter. He's a different. He bucks.
He's not me. With those 4 words, Terence Bud, Crawford drew a line in the sand, issuing a cold-blooded warning to Canelo Alvarez. After watching Canelo spar with the highly touted Jaron Boots Ennis, Crawford shut down any comparisons, making it clear that while some see similarities in their styles, they are on completely different levels. But this wasn't just a dismissive comment, it was a promise. Crawford declared that on fight night, all the doubters who point to his size disadvantage will be left in tears, just as they were after he systematically dismantled Errol Spence Jr.
To have a good fight, you need both fighters. Boxing is you throw, you get in there and move your waist, move around a little bit, but throw punches, get in there. That's boxing. But when you have one fighter like we saw with the skull, like running and running, that's not that kind of fight you want, right? And it's very difficult to close that waist and everything. You close him, he jump right away. It's very difficult. What kind of style is that?
The only running that I'm gonna be doing is running upside his head, and I can assure you that.
Do you have any concern that there's going to be any running in this fight?
I hope not. I think Crawford is not that kind of fighter. He's a different. He bucks.
Crawford's trainer, Brian Bomack McIntyre, echoed that fierce confidence. When asked about the naysayers who claim Crawford is too small, his message was simple and direct. Watch and see, I ain't steered you wrong yet. He reminded everyone that he had predicted the Spence victory when few believed him, and he's promising the same outcome now. This isn't just pre-fight hype, it's the unwavering belief of a team that feels they are on the verge of making history. A team that has already proven the doubters wrong time and time again.
But there's just something about this one that makes it special. I don't know if it's the stakes on the line for Bud Crawford moving all the way up. I don't know if it's Canelo having this rejuvenation and this refocused mindset and attitude toward this fight to once again, even though he doesn't really need to prove that he's one of the greatest ever, once again taking that challenge to do it. Or the fact that this Netflix deal is here with the Ring magazine and Turkey Ellis Sheikh trying to breathe life into the sport of boxing. But this one just is so important, I think, on a massive scale for what boxing's new era is going to be, and stepping into a new plane and becoming, a sport that is refocused, especially here in America, as one of the big sports that we want to watch. And I think it all really starts with this.
And they have some powerful allies in their corner. The legendary Andre Ward, one of the sharpest minds in boxing, has officially picked Crawford to win. Despite the dangerous weight jump, Ward believes that no one has yet proven they can break Crawford's will or solve the intricate puzzle he presents in the ring. Somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you, Ward explained. You gotta show me that you can beat him. For Ward, this isn't about size. It's about the intangible championship quality that makes Crawford special.
Do you have a prediction on the fight for Canelo Alvarez?
We're gonna beat this motherfucker. It ain't no cakewalk. We're gonna beat his ass, so I promise you that.
And what's your message to the naysayers that Terence is too small?
Watch and see. I ain't steered you wrong yet. And I ain't in the business to start now. That shit. I tried to tell them about Spence, but they didn't want to listen. Oh, Bo, I don't know what you talking about. This is day. All right.
But for every voice backing Crawford, there's another sounding the alarm. Simon Jordan, a respected voice in the sport, acknowledged that Crawford's exceptional skill makes him a real threat, but he also pointed out that Canelo has successfully moved up in weight before, only to struggle against bigger, stronger men like Dimitri Bol. He suggested that Crawford's unique style could be the kryptonite to trouble Canelo, but the physical reality of the challenge remains a massive and potentially insurmountable question mark.
Canelo or Crawford?
It's tricky. I want Crawford to win, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. I would like for that to happen, but this guy's a hard puncher. He's a smart fighter. He can move. I'm just curious. I just want to see it. I want to be there and see it. Because listen, there's been upsets like that before. You know, Henry Armstrong, 124 pounds, he beat the 146-pound champ. So, you know, you never know. Anything can happen when two men are in a ring or in a basketball court. Anything can happen.
If you think Crawford is the one to finally dethrone Canelo, hit that like button and let me know your prediction in the comments.
Crawford Canelo, Rod. Keep it a stack. This is the fight of the century. Everybody's talking.
I know.
How do you see it, man?
Man, I really see I see that Bud is gonna do good. He's gonna do good, but I don't think he's gonna win. But I do see Bud like getting a lot of punches off, being able to tag Canelo with some good shots, but they have no effect. That's the thing.
He has the best chin that I've ever seen.
And nothing moves his head.
Yeah, I've never.
So
I seen one time Triple G hit him and he kind of like, and then he's right back on it.
Bro, that's the thing. Like, I know he's gonna be able to hit Canelo because I've seen Canelo in sparring where he like, not that he's getting hit. Well, he is getting hit, but it's so ineffective that what he's doing is just he imposing himself too well, and I see that happening.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, Crawford is a great fighter. I think he's one of the best. I just think that he's biting a little bit more than he could chew. But you never know. If anybody can do it, it could be Crawford. You know, I do see him like when he fights. I'm like, damn, how do you beat this guy? You know, he could do it all. He could box. He could bang. He could, you know, step on the gas when he needs to. He could, you know, he could do everything. The only thing I see is sometimes he gets cracked with some crazy ass shots. But other than that, I mean, he's really one of the most complete fighters I've seen in my life.
Adding to the complexity, Ade Oladipo is leaning toward Crawford, but for a different and perhaps more insightful reason: wear and tear. He pointed out that Canelo has been fighting at the elite level for nearly 20 years, accumulating damage from countless fights, sparring sessions, and grueling camps. While he acknowledges Canelo's size and experience, he believes Crawford is the fresher fighter with an unbreakable air of confidence. It's a fascinating take that frames this fight not just as a clash of styles, but as a battle against time itself, a war of attrition where youth and freshness could be the deciding factor.
But like, where would you rank this fight out of your top 3 to 5 of all the boxing fights you've called, you've experienced, you've watched? Just the
in terms of the magnitude of
the magnitude,
fight?
Yeah.
I mean, of the fights that I've called ringside, it might turn out to be number 1. I've done Pacquiao fights, I've done Mayweather fights, I've done Anthony Joshua against Klitschko. Those are big fights, but this will, listen, because of Netflix, this will be the most watched fight, championship fight, in almost 50 years. This is going to be because Muhammad Ali fought Leon Spinks in the rematch in '78, and they did 90 million TV sets, 90 million. And since then, what has even come close? The biggest fights have all been on pay-per-view, and they do 2 million buys. Oh my God, 4 million buys, Mayweather Pacquiao. As I keep saying, if 5 people per TV set watch, per buy, watch, that's 20 million people. This is gonna do multiples of that. So, so when you look at it from like a commercial point of view, it'll easily be the biggest boxing event I've ever covered.
And then there's Eddie Hearn, who perfectly encapsulated the dilemma that has the entire boxing world divided. He called it a fascinating fight between two legends with tremendous ring IQ, but he emphasized that the million-dollar question is how Crawford will handle the weight. He noted that Crawford didn't even look particularly big at 154 pounds, making the jump to 168 a significant and dangerous challenge. At the same time, he admitted that Canelo didn't look sharp in his last fight, suggesting that if there's ever a time for Crawford to pull off the upset, it might be now. He ultimately leaned slightly toward Crawford, a surprising admission from a man so closely associated with Canelo.
Terence Crawford, does he have an opportunity to beat Canelo?
I think if anybody has a chance to beat Canelo, I think it's Terence Crawford. His IQ is on another level. He's a great fighter and he's strong. It's just that it's a lot of weight. I wouldn't be surprised if Terence Crawford wins. Wouldn't be surprised if he loses either. Terence Crawford, when he went up against the best opposition, like Errol Spence, he showed what level he's on, what type of dog he is. So I don't know. You really have to let these fights play out to see what happens. He might get hurt. That might activate him to come back strong.
Could you still make 68?
I don't want to make 68.
No, I know you don't. Terence wins 68.
Yeah, well, if that's, yeah, I can make 168.
The fighters who have been in the ring with them offer even more insight. Amir Khan, who has faced the power of both men, leans slightly toward Crawford, believing he's the fresher fighter who has taken less damage over the years. Andy Ruiz, however, thinks the challenge might be too much for Crawford, questioning whether he'll be able to handle Canelo's relentless pressure and forward style. He believes Canelo could win by knockout, while Crawford's best path is to make the fight awkward and win on points.
He might be even stronger than Canelo. He might be stronger than Canelo. He might pack the weight on well, that he might do really well in there. So look,
you fought them both. Like, what are the differences between them? Obviously, he's way.
Canelo's strong and he's easily hit. Very easily hit, very easily. Compared to when I fought against Crawford, I couldn't even hit clean. So really, that's the difference. And they both hit hard. Because, and you can see the strength. You know, when I was fighting against Crawford, I didn't think Crawford was that strong, but when he kind of moved me around a little bit, he is very strong as well. So look, yeah, but why does he need to give that much away? He's pound for pound #1 in the world. Why does he have to go up and fight Canelo?
And that brings us to the sparring sessions that started this whole conversation. While Canelo has been training with Boots Ennis, a fighter many compare to Crawford, some experts believe it won't truly prepare him for what he's about to face. They argue that beyond their switch hitting ability, their styles are completely different. Teddy Atlas, however, sees it from another angle. He believes Crawford's speed, movement, and smart footwork might actually turn the weight gap into an advantage, making the fight more competitive than anyone expects. He sees this as a modern-day David versus Goliath story, and he can't wait to see how it plays out.
How do you think the Crawford fight goes with him?
I just think Canelo's just too big, too solid to walk him down. Same what he done to like Charlo. Just think Canelo competitive early on, but you see him with Crawford and Madrimov. Crawford's strength and that didn't really play a factor. And Canelo's a bigger, stronger, better fighter than.
Terence Crawford, great fighter. I like very huge respect to him. I think so. He's the best pound for pound fighter. But if he will move up, like he can beat Canelo.
You think so?
Yeah. But I don't know how he will be comfortable, in this division. What division they gonna fight?
Super middleweight.
Super middleweight.
So he would move from 154 to 168.
It's too big. He will be like a slower, because he will be bigger. He will be slower, For boxing fight. Every boxing should be like a little losing weight for speeding, for light movement. It's not good for him, I think so, for Crawford. But that I know that and I see that he can get win.
Why do you feel that, and how does it look like?
By points. By points, yeah. Because Canelo will be like keep a hands and like walking the hands. Crawford very smart and fast, but in his weight division. But nobody knows how he will be feeling in the super middleweight. If he will be like in his shape, he will beat Canelo.
In the end, this isn't just a fight, it's a legacy-defining moment. It's a clash of styles, eras, and philosophies. On one side, you have Canelo, the seasoned king who has seen it all and believes experience and power will prevail. On the other, you have Crawford, the undefeated puzzle, daring to be great and promising to silence all the doubters once and for all. It's a fight that has divided the boxing world, and when that cage door closes, only one truth will remain.